Welcome to Local SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Vaughn.
Welcome to this segment. We want to talk to business owners and entrepreneurs today watching this segment about business, and there's philosophies for success, and there's I guess things to stay away from, John. We're going to call it the 7 deadly sins of any business. Things to stay away from, or be very aware and change course if you see this happening.
Yeah, and at running a business, there's so many things that you're going to get thrown at you.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of learning and a lot of making mistakes. Mm-hmm. And how do you pick yourself up, right?
That's it.
And do the right thing and move forward and move ahead. Don't, set yourself back and be disgruntled and miserable and, just unhappy, right?
Exactly.
So how do you continue moving ahead?
Exactly. This first one it's called apathy. This really shouldn't happen, because if you're an entrepreneur in business, you had a passion, you had a dream, a desire to run your own business for all the right reasons, and maybe it's making profit and helping your community. But apathy over time, John, it can happen where you start dialing it in because it's like, I'm just not sure into this business, but I make money from it, or I make a little bit of money, but it's going all right, but I'm not sure if I love what I do anymore.
So remember why you got into business in the first place, right? What drives you? Why are you passionate for those reasons, right?
These are the things to think about. Ask yourself these, why you got into it in the first place as a solution to this apathy.
Yeah, because if you're passionate, people can see that right away, right? Once you start lacking the passion or you start scaling back, people will realize that, and your business will probably start going downhill from there, right? Yeah. So stay committed, stay passionate. Whatever you're doing, service, product, company that you're running, be engaged, right? And feel that.
Yep. Right? And there's never been more resources than there are today. Online, podcasts, self-help, forums. You just have to put it into Google. There's tons of resources there to help sort of shift your mindset, because we all need it. And it's true, John, as a business owner, when you started your own business, did you have people to reach out to in terms of, bouncing ideas off of them, etc.? So you get stuck in your own little world sometimes, right?
Yeah, and remember, again, why you're doing this, right? So I was fortunate enough to work with a lot of small business owners over the years. So I actually reached out to them, met with them in person for coffee or over the phone, and really tried to understand why they got in business and what I was planning on doing to make this a success, right? And explain to them why I was doing this, right? Exactly. There was a need, there was an opportunity. This is what my core values are, my mission and goals are, etc., right?
So apathy, these are things you can do to sort of pull up your bootstraps if you find that you're not engaged anymore, or you're not engaged in the business today. So that's one, and there's solutions for that.
I think the second one is pride, right? So the big thing is, don't be so proud that you don't ask, right? Because you can't know everything. But when you're reaching out and you're asking people online, forums or relationships or other business owners, even your competitors, right? Like, it's okay, and don't feel like you know everything.
Yeah, and to that point, pride is very destructive, because if it doesn't allow you to open up and ask the questions and just show some vulnerability. And it's like, you know what, I'm having a real tough time closing deals, or I'm such and such. When you reach out to colleagues or other people, they may have really solid advice on just how to maybe just change one little thing and makes a big difference in your business.
And especially if they actually like who you are, and you formed a long relationship over the years with them, they're more willing to help you.
Yeah.
Because all these years you built a good solid reputation on helping others out. So when it's time for you to need help, they're willing to help, lend a helping hand.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's a good one also. Just be open to reaching out and asking for help.
Exactly. Yeah. The third one is inactivity, right? So, the best idea out there is great as an idea, but if no one's doing anything about it, it's gonna stay as an idea.
Exactly. And the idea of inactivity, you might very well be busy day-to-day activities of just running a business, but what if it's not producing the growth or the change that you're looking for? You have an idea, but you're just not getting around to it. That's the idea of inactivity.
Yeah, and again, inactivity means you have to set out time to actually make it a priority.
Sure.
Right? So you have to allocate resources or time to make it happen.
Yep.
Right?
Test it, do that A/B testing, which we talk about all the time. Maybe it's a special, maybe it's a new product, a new service.
Project.
A new project, anything. But you've got to not just sit on it, but actually give it a try. And even in not failure, but if it doesn't succeed, you still learn something. So it's not a failure. It's just something you wanted to give a try for your business to help it grow.
Yeah, and there's always pros and cons to everything, right? But if you're not willing to take that risk, right, and you don't know if it's going to be a success or a failure, but just do it, right?
Exactly.
If it's a great idea and you've already read about it and you've done your own research, due diligence, and you think it's a great idea and complement to your business, go out and test it and do something about it.
Exactly. Now that ties in nicely with the next one, John, is perseverance or lack of perseverance. So just think of it. Perseverance is such a positive adjective. You're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you stick with it. But what about the times where you're not persevering or you're giving up too soon? So there's so many examples out there of businesses that took something to the edge and they're just not sure if they're going to continue, but by persevering one more month, one more deal, everything changed.
Yeah, so it's, again, how committed you are, right?
Exactly.
So make sure you allocate enough time and resources to whatever project you have, right? And give it, because sometimes projects may take a little bit longer than expected.
Sure.
Especially in the digital world, tech companies, etc. Things take longer than they really project, right?
It's in life, in everything, it's twice as long and twice as much to get something done. Whether it's construction, whether it's a website, bring a new business to market. Things just happen.
Exactly.
You
And
have
life
to
gets in the way.
persevere, and life gets in the way.
So depending on where you're situated in your life, you may have a family, significant other, some new children. There's a lot going on in life.
Exactly.
And there's going to be bumps in the road, right? So how do you persevere? How do you jump through the hurdles? Is it working longer hours to make sure that this project gets underway? Working on the weekends, hiring outside help, consultants. There's things that you can do to continue.
Exactly. Work smarter.
Exactly.
Look at the non-revenue activities or things that are not helping you move in the right direction. You look at all that, but it's really about persevering. Don't give up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to talk about is guessing. So a lot of business owners want to provide a service without doing their due diligence, right? They think this is what is best for their business, right? But there's a lot of companies out there that's doing exactly what they're doing, and there's a reason why there's some of these services that aren't in existence today. Maybe there's no demand. There's no one willing to pay that price, right? That you want to price it out. There's reasons why, right? So figure that out. Do your market analysis, figure out what the pricing is like, and see if there's a need for your service or product.
Exactly. And which I've mentioned before in other podcasts we've done, John, there's never been as many resources online as there are today to take the guesswork out of something. So if you have a thought in mind saying, you know what, I've been thinking about this idea, bringing this to market, whatever it is, you can research and check all around the world and different parts of the country or North America, wherever you are, and you can take the guesswork out of it and really understand the potential for what you're trying to bring to market.
And I think the big thing here is there's a lot of resources, forums and associations and people out there doing exactly what you're doing. So maybe it means picking up the phone. It may be very traditional, but picking up the phone, going out for coffee, going for lunch, getting to know people and what's worked and what hasn't worked. People love that interaction with other people, right?
Exactly.
Building relationships that matter. that you can connect with, that you can actually reflect and, grow as you continue growing your business.
Exactly.
People want to deal with people they like and trust and are honest, right?
Exactly. So use the resources that are out there. Take the guesswork out. And you can test, and it's not just a matter of, I think this will go, so I'm going to do it that way. No, you try different ways of bringing it to market, or bringing that service out.
Exactly. I think the last thing we want to talk about is disorganization. Where this makes a huge impact is where you need systems and processes in place. Because if you're scattered as a business owner, and every business owner will go through this, either at the beginning or throughout the journey, but if you're able to systemize certain processes from inbound to buying product to your staff, procedures.
Exactly.
The better you are with systemizing things, the easier it is for you to scale.
Can you imagine? You do all this work, and I've seen this also. Let's say service companies, they've got a pile of invoices that, service contracts that they've done out there, but they all need to be mailed out. All of a sudden, they're sitting on a desk, and it's actually accounts receivable that they have just not gotten around to getting it out there to collect. That's organization or lack of organization. So you've got to have a system. You've got to make sure, because at the end of the day, any business will only succeed with cash flow and margins and profit. You cannot go out there, do the work, and then not bill for that work.
And I think the big part about this building a system place is if you're planning on eventually selling your business. Because what you want to do is make sure that this business will continue operating even if you step away from it, right? That's what people are willing to pay you if you're not that central piece of that business.
Exactly.
Right? So, yes, every business is in it for a reason, right? They have passion, they love what they're producing or they're servicing, but ultimately it boils down to what are you going to make, right?
Exactly.
And if you're able to sell it after 20, 30, 40 years of running your business, that's like extra bonus, right? So figure out that where you can step away and all the processes, all the people are in place, and they know exactly what needs to be done. That's when you have a very strong business.
Yeah, exactly. And it really comes down, as I say, to protecting your cash flow, which protects your profits, which protects your business so you can keep hiring and employing staff. You're responsible for yourself, your family, your workers, but to be organized and have a system in place. And John, think of all the resources today, whether it's QuickBooks or different ones that actually help you manage your business. Say, okay, here's what I booked in today. You put it into the system, it spits out your report. You got your P&L, profit and loss at the end of the month. It's organization, it is control, and all the systems are in place for you.
And there's a lot out there. Like as a small business owner, there's so much to be learning. There's so many things that you're going to make mistakes on, and just enjoy this ride because I continue learning. Like I'm always out there trying to read and figure things out and try different things. And yes, I'm going to be pivoting my business accordingly. Right? What worked 6 months ago doesn't work anymore. Right?
Trends, right? There's trends changing all the time.
And you have to understand your competitors too, and figure out what your products and services are, and are you competitive, right? If not, why?
Exactly.
Right? So there's a lot to learn.
Yep. It's ongoing, but organization, to be organized versus disorganized, you can see how much it'll make a difference to the bottom line for your business.
Well, thanks a lot, Roger.
John, thank you for your time today, and thanks for watching Local SEO Today. We'll see you again.
Thank you.